Hello and welcome to BeamNG.drive. Today I'm taking a look at some interesting tracks. Let's start with the very famous one, the circuit of Spa-Francorchamps. It is a very famous circuit. Everyone, I think, if it's interested in motor racing, should know this track. It hosts many endurance races and the Formula 1 and 2 championships. I don't know about Formula 3 though, I'm not sure. If you're interested, you can also go into this pit lane here that is used in other racing series. So it is a very famous and used circuit, especially for this corner, the Rouge, very famous one with the Wendover. I can also go flat out in this corner, so that's a very good performance with this car. And it is a very famous circuit because it's nice. At least in Formula 1 it's difficult to overtake, but in other series I think it's nice. It's a nice track with many battles. It is very famous for interesting racing moments, for example the start in the rain where most of the field crashed after turn 1, a very famous crash. And also for sad moments, very bad crashes, but now let's focus on this mod because it is a very well done port, because this is a track from Assetto Corsa, just like the Nürburgring. It is available in, to download from the forum, this as well, because it is not custom made, it is made from other existing companies. For example, just like real life brands of vehicles are only available in the forum thread or third party websites, not in the repository. But anyway, I'm also driving quite nice, so I'm happy for my performance. And this surface is extremely smooth, that's what you want when you are racing. It doesn't have killer curves, they are very low to the ground and they don't shred tires, and that's a very good point. I don't want to shred my tires if I go a bit over the white line. That was a very bad corner by me, but this is a very good track. It's wide. You can afford to make mistakes, to exit wide on a corner, because this isn't even grass on the outside, it's just paint. So it's nice. It is my ideal track. You have a lot of space for mistake, so you don't lose the race. It's fast, it's wide. It's a very good track, and this is some understeer by the Wendover. Now we are approaching the last chicane. Should I brake here? I'm a bit too early. It is a bit difficult to judge with these shadows, but this is the default weather, so I use what the game gives me. And this is a lap of Spa-Francorchamps circuit. It is also available for the time trial event. So this is a very good track. I suggest you go and download it because it is a very nice experience. Now let's go to the next one. The second track is a bit more unusual because, as you can see from the background, we have the Krusty Krab and the Krusty Krab 2. So we are in the SpongeBob universe. Also the creator made this car boat in automation, resembling the one that the citizens of Bikini Bottom drive. So for the full immersion, this car is advised. The link for this car is in the same thread as the map. Now let's focus on the track, because this track is not a lap. It has a starting point and a finishing point. However, it is quite long, so at least there's that, but there is no physical way to go from the end to the beginning to do a second run. So you have only not one direction, but one try, let's call it like that. The surface of the asphalt is a bit higher than the sand, so watch out for cutting corners, and also the surface is quite bumpy, so some cars can lose control in some sections. I will lose control with this car boat, probably yes, because it is not the best drive, but it is quite good, at least, I have to say. It's not wonderful, but it is better than many cars. Anyway, this track also features some choices. You can choose left or right on a road, but they all get out in the same position, in the same spot, and it's not that huge of a difference. The biggest is probably right about here, because if you take the left one, you do a full 360, while this is just a long corner, so that's probably the biggest difference. And you have to be careful with this, because if you stay too much on the inside, the surface is quite tricky. I don't like a thing about this track, and is that there are too many walls in intersections, and it limits the amount of layouts you could use. For example, why there is a wall here, if I wanted to do a shorter layout, because the one you see, and I spun, perfect. The one you see on the left in the minimap is the one that you have to do. Now here I could have gone outside of the house on the left, and now it will be rejoin me here. Here we will meet again, and I spun, and here you can see the small step in the from the asphalt to the sand. Now it is a good track, in my opinion, quite wide, and you can also take this shortcut here. Be careful, because this will happen, because you will go a bit lower with the sand. Here there is a bottomless pit, so it's not ideal to go inside of it, but it is a quite good track nonetheless. It has small issues, but nothing fancy, nothing too annoying in this, in my opinion at least. It is quite nice also, the layout. Will I fall over? No, nice. Now here, perfect. I just don't like that there are some walls that limits your choices, and this is the final jump. Okay, towards the finish line, and if we go and continue, the map will just end. So this was a run on this SpongeBob made track. I really like the setting because I love SpongeBob, and also this car is is quite funny to drive. I suggest you go and try both of them. And now let's go to the next one. And now we are in Monaco, but just like Monza, it is the ruined version, as you can already see by this post on the starting line and this guardrail on the right side of the track that is very annoying. Now let's go and see what's next, because at the first corner there is already this barrier that limits the cornering abilities, and then is followed by 3 big holes filled with water that can damage your car easily. It happened a lot. The front suspensions are very easily damaged in those holes. Now this corner is somewhat safe, which is surprising. Now after this one there is a very big bump that usually it's not there. And now if you overshoot this braking zone, there is a big jump in the inside the buildings, which is not ideal for the citizens that live there and also for you. And now here instead there is a 360 corner, and also my PC seems like it's dying. Please PC, okay, this was a very good 360 section. And now here it's interesting because there is the Perez Red Bull out on the outside of the corner where he had a crash, and now in the tunnel it will get extremely narrower compared to how it should usually be, so you can't overtake in the tunnel, and you will see on the exit the difference, pretty big with difference. Now if you overshoot here, there is a big puddle filled with water, so be careful. You can damage your car while smashing, or drown it if you are just a bit faster than the braking zone. And here there is the big choice. You can do this jump, it's not a jump, or go here, which is the most normal layout. It is very narrow. Oops, bye mirror. It's not funny. And the difference, otherwise you would have jumped here. I will do that in the second lap because I'm going to do a second lap because of reasons. And now towards the finish line, this section here is quite safe. And in the last one we have no problem. Okay, that was a very sticky guardrail. Can you please release my car? No? Okay, reset it. I don't care. And now towards the finish line, where we will meet more posts in the middle of the track. And as you can see, these very friendly posts. Now, I'm doing a second lap of this track because it is quite funny looking at some advertising. For example, here we have the Stroll Wasser and the Nico Brittany Rosberg and the Evil Co. they are very funny. There are some more funny things around, so let's go and take a look at them. I like the vroom posts on the on the barriers outside. It's funny. I don't know if it's meant to be Zoom, the company, or what, but it's funny. And also here, haha, you understeer, idiot. That was pretty funny, in my opinion. And okay, well, another Strollwasser, this bump here. I really like these stretched Nico Rosberg faces. Now here I have some low graphics, so I can see when I am close, and it says have a safe flight, and you will smash into the houses very soon. That's not the best, but it is quite funny in my opinion. And there were some more around, so I will do this 360 corner once more. Okay, slowly. The sad thing is that there is no minimap, as you can see from the left, and it is not the best in my opinion, but it is what it is. Also, the Marco with Helmut Marko's faces, and instead of the Rolex, it is quite funny. And here there is a nice Easter egg. If you fall off this track, which I can't do with this car because it is very low, as you can see, but if you fall off the track, yes, you will find this car here. And I think this is a tribute to the driver that fell in the water. I don't remember if it was here or after the tunnel, but it was, I think, Bandini. I'm not sure about that, but I know there is a driver that fell in the water. So that's a very nice touch. We again go back into the tunnel, a very tight tunnel. Okay, so going fast it is, okay, as you can see, it is very easy to damage your car. So now let's go fast over the puddle to see the effects, and as you can see, it's not ideal. Oof! And it is a very grabby fence on the side of the track, not the best. Okay, let's reset the vehicle here because I want to show the jump as well, because you can take the swimming pool section or this part here, and you can't go fast. It goes down very steeply, as you will see here. I was at 70 kilometers per hour, and that was a huge flight. Be careful when you take that part of the track. And now this is the last one, the Wasser Zero Alcohol. Yeah, they are funny. The Strollwasser, to me, it's very nice. Ooh, I forgot one. Okay, let's go back with the free camera because I don't want to drive back again. There is a very famous meme from a race, also the lava here. I don't know why it's lava. The water is lava. This very famous moment from the Monaco GP race from many years ago now, where there was action, the only action of the race, it got covered by a replay of Lance Stroll going a bit long on this corner, if I remember correctly. So the only moment of the race got strolled. So this was the moment the meme born. Anyway, this was the ruined Monaco, the Monaco non prix, and now let's go to the last one. And now I'm at the Sierra Summit Raceway because this map has a few more tracks. It's not a single one. And now let's start with the biggest one because this one again has different layouts, and that's quite interesting in my opinion. Also, there is a map working for this mod. However, there are some texture missing. I did clear the cache. I did try to download it once more, but it didn't fix it. So maybe someone can do the little fix this map needs, or maybe the creator isn't aware of that. I don't know. I'm still interested in doing this showcase because it is a nice map in my opinion. Now I already overtook the first possibility to have a different layout, so that's why I will do 2 laps, because both layouts are interesting. There is also the option to connect all of them in a quite twisty and maybe a bit long race, but in my opinion they are quite nice. Also, you can get confused a bit if you're not using the map. It is ideal to have it, so you can see what's happening. Also, if you don't put props to close the unwanted roads, you can get confused sometimes, and this was one of the layouts of the main track, because this is the main straight. Let's go and do one more. Okay, I really like my Wendover. Let's take a look at it while we are at it. Nice. The final, the first corner is about to come. Okay, I was a bit early on the brakes, but that's normal. Okay, now I will cut this corner because I don't care. I just want to show the other layout. And now I have a cut in front of the minimap, so please move your head. Okay, nice, thank you. Here it is the first one. Nice. And I'm not sure which is the main track. I don't know. You can choose whatever you like. Sand, and I got into sand. That's not the best, and the tires are invisible. Nice, at least they didn't grab me. I don't know. I like this track. The surface is kind of flat, so it is a shame that there is this small missing textures bug. Hopefully it will get fixed, because in my opinion, it can provide quite nice racing. The walls are not too close, so there is room for mistakes. And now we are rejoining the track where we left, not where we left, where we joined early, here, okay. And now we are back at the final corner of this lap, which in my opinion, it is a nice track. Simple, but I think it will provide some interesting races, because it is quite wide, smooth, and the curves are not killers, so it is an interesting layout. So let's see what this map has to offer apart from this one. And maybe you didn't notice, but if you did, congratulations, because while I was doing the first lap, I passed over this reverse grid option, because this is the starting point for this rallycross circuit, small dirt and asphalt mixed circuit. And this is a big victim of the texture bug. It also has this jump that breaks the oil pan after every jump with this car, so this is not the best vehicle for this rallycross section, but it is a small track, nice, wide, I really like it. Also, it uses the first corner of the main track, and you can see here we are at the first corner once again. Oh, nice. And this was a lap of the rallycross circuit, because now instead of going straight or doing the chicane, I'm just doing a 180 and go back inside. So this was the rallycross circuit. It also features the Joker lap. You can see a very tight corner with slick tires is not the best on dirt, and this was the Joker lap. Sorry, my lap was a joke, but this was the Joker layout. So this map also has a rallycross circuit, which is nice. And then, continuing with my Wendover, going on dirt tracks, there is this simple track with mixed asphalt and dirt, and it is a very big victim of the no texture bug. As you can see, it is almost every corner a no texture issue, which is sad in my opinion, because it is simple, but it is a nice small track. It is a different maybe rallycross circuit. It is not bumpy, which is in my opinion a very good thing, since you can fall off pretty easily. There are no barriers and nothing, so some space is advised and very good to have. And as you can see, very simple layout. I'm about to finish the lap in a moment in a corner, but sometimes, for example right there, I couldn't see perfectly the road because of this no texture issue. So hopefully it will get fixed, because I really like this small track. Wide, a lot of space, my ideal track. And finally we have a small oval circuit, but it also has an extra layout. I don't know how to call it, because It isn't the biggest oval, but with this addition, it is an interesting experience. Right here, it's difficult to see from far away. You have a different part for the track, which is completely out of place. It looks like a cursed Daytona. It also has some bumps. That's not the best for racing vehicles. Now I was able to get it straight, so no damage for my wind over. But if you are spinning around, it's not the best. You shouldn't be spinning around in a race, but you never know. It can happen. It is difficult to judge because now here I will have to cross the main oval race. That's not the best in a race. I doubt official racing could be done on this track, but it is quite nice in beam. Now this corner is pretty tight, so we'll take a nice inside line, and this will rejoin back on the main oval that I will do a lap of because you will have to see all the track. And apart from these tracks that I showed, there is one drift section, but it is all a no texture track, so it's not very good to look at. I'm not showing it because A, I don't drift, B, it's not good to see, but if you're interested in drifting, you can download it and try to fix it. And this was a lap of the main oval. See, now let's brake and go. Okay, I don't need to brake actually. Let's go in the map. So this is the drift section. There is also the extra small track. This is the one that has a lot of texture missing as well. This is a big piston shaped lake. It also has a drag strip. If you are interested in drag racing, this is a very long straight, very nice. And also there is this twisty road. You can do your own race. It's not the best. It's nothing special. The tracks that I showed you are the most interesting on this map. Anyway, that's all for this video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.